Eyewitness News, the Chicago area's leading news, with John Drury, Diane Burns, Tim Weigel, and Jerry Taft.
Good evening. Chicago police tonight are releasing a sketch of a rapist who attacked a woman in Grant Park in broad daylight. Tonight in the park, police are on the lookout for the man who approached the woman, asked directions, then pulled her into a tool shed, beat her and raped her. Police now have a new weapon in their search, a sketch of the suspect, which is now being circulated. Channel 7's Suzanne Rico is live with the latest. Suzanne?
John, the rape occurred in the tool shed just behind me in Grant Park's Rose Garden Monday afternoon. Tonight there are extra police patrols in this area, all of them very familiar with a composite sketch of the suspect. In fact, that sketch went out as a special bulletin to all police districts, alerting officers to be on the lookout. This is a composite sketch of the alleged rapist. He's African-American, 27 to 32 years old, 5'5" to 5'7" tall, 155 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair. Police say he was wearing a Carolina Panthers sweatsuit Monday afternoon when the alleged rape occurred. Detectives here at Area 4 are characterizing this attack as a particularly brutal one. They say the assailant first asked his victim for directions to the Field Museum. Then, as she began to give him those directions, he grabbed her, put her in a headlock, and then began to beat her with a piece of metal bar. The attack happened in this tool shed about 50 yards from Lakeshore Drive. The victim, a gardener for the Chicago Park District. Although police units patrol Grant Park on a regular basis, this area is very rarely used and no one was around to help. The fact that a place known for its beauty and visited by thousands could become the setting for such a brutal crime has those who use the park concerned.
I'm thinking, it'd be nice over here. We could go have us a nice little stroll back this way, go back to our car, go home, but I guess not,
Now you have to worry?
Yeah, now you do have to worry.
Tomorrow, that composite sketch will be posted all over this area. Police say if you have any information that might help, give them a call at Area 4 Police Headquarters. Reporting live in Grant Park, Suzanne Rico, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Diane, back to you.
Thank you, Suzanne. Tonight, Chicago police are investigating several of their own. An elderly man says he was injured during a frantic search for a suspect in the shooting of two officers. 70-year-old Dave Berry says one of his eyes was severely injured when officers burst into his home in the middle of the night. He spoke tonight to Channel 7's Jim Rosenfield. He is live now with the story. Jim?
Diane, it's been 10 days since those two police officers were boldly shot at close range as they sat in their squad car. Well, tonight it appears they aren't the only ones suffering as a result of that shooting. So too, it seems, is an elderly patient here at UIC's Eye and Ear Infirmary. Tonight, 70-year-old Dave Berry awaits word in his hospital bed as to the extent of damage to his right eye. According to his family, the prognosis is not good. He may never see out of it again. And he says he has Chicago police to thank for the injury.
I remember the door was beating on the door, bam, bam, bam. Police opened the door. And I got up, opened the door. All I know, I was on the floor. I reached to take a chain off the door. And that chain must hit me in the eye. Wham!
A diabetic, Berry says he was moving slowly here in his Southside apartment at 62nd and Kimbark. It was 1 in the morning Friday. As he went to open the locks on his door, police beat him to it, busting it open with a sledgehammer, he says, sending the chain lock, or maybe the peephole, right into his eye.
Are you pretty certain that the police could have seen that you were bleeding and that you were hurt?
Yeah, he got to see it. He got to see it. He got to see it.
He didn't ask if you were okay?
No, he asked me nothing.
Berry says two plainclothes officers checked his apartment and left without so much as an apology. It was Berry's neighbor who called paramedics. Tonight, these officers from the department's Internal Affairs Division are beginning their probe into the conduct of the officers who took part in the search.
I just can't understand how they could, do this damage to him and leave him lying there in blood.
Tonight, Berry's family says that it has filed a complaint with the police department's Office of Professional Standards, which is also investigating. Police officials are not commenting tonight other than to acknowledge that Mr. Berry was injured during a police search of his building. Reporting live on the near west side, Jim Rosenfield, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Diane?
Thank you, Jim. One of the officers shot, police say, by McGee is in critical but stable condition tonight. The other officer has been released from the hospital. John.
Well, Diane, now the latest on the Haiti crisis. As American forces spread across the island, their commander is warning that they could take casualties at any time. This morning, Marines came ashore by air and by sea. They occupied the waterfront and the airport. Some units headed inland, while others took control of roads and bridges. Though they met no opposition, Joint Chiefs Chairman General John Shalikashvili cautioned that we must be prepared for some of our soldiers to be hurt. Thousands of Haitians were visibly delighted to see our troops, but this led to confrontations with police. The Americans are supposed to be working with the Haitian military, so all over the capital, as soldiers beat civilians, Americans looked on helplessly.
They're out here beating them with crowbars right in front of our faces. A man just died over there. For what? I'm about ready to dump my gear and hike to the Dominican Republic and get the hell out of here.
The task of keeping law and order in Haiti is the responsibility of the Haitian police force and the Haitian military.
In Washington, President Jean-Bertrand Aristide made it clear he's unhappy with the process. He issued a statement which didn't even mention, much less endorse, the agreement. There will be more on Haiti tonight on Nightline, immediately after the news. Diane?
John, a report tonight that U.S. Air was trying to get more use out of the engines on ill-fated Flight 427 by running planes like it on shorter flights instead of giving them an overhaul. The plane on a flight out of Chicago crashed near Pittsburgh on September 8th, killing all 132 people on board. Now Associated Press reports that U.S. Air had adopted a practice of using older engines on short flights, hoping to save $1 million per plane and gain an extra 2 years of service. Flight 427 is said to be one of those flights. U.S. Air got FAA approval to adopt the practice in February as part of an effort to cut costs. The captain of a U.S. Air jet that crashed in North Carolina in July says the plane literally fell out of the sky. For the first time in public, Captain Michael Greenlee told his story at a safety board hearing in Charlotte. Greenlee says he had just aborted a landing because of heavy rain when the DC-9 just began to drop. Despite a desperate effort to boost power and ease the plane up, the plane continued to plummet.
We just dropped. I've never had a sensation like that of just like having the rug pulled out from under you. I pulled the nose back up, and then we hit real hard, real hard impact.
37 passengers died. Investigators think wind shear caused that crash.
Well, straight ahead, a rash of break-ins in a quiet Chicago suburb. Also, a suspected mob hitman gets out of jail. And guess who he goes to see. Plus,
Michael Jackson may have been the victim of a carefully conceived plan to extract money from him.
Is Michael Jackson the victim of blackmail? Tonight, late-breaking developments in Los Angeles. And Chicago in the video vanguard. You don't have to go to Hollywood to be a big-time music star. A special segment is still ahead. Beefed up patrols tonight in a 1 square mile area of Arlington Heights after 3 break-ins in the last 10 days. Residents are concerned because young children live in many of the homes. Police are helping homeowners take more precautions to make their homes safe. At this point, police believe the break-ins may not be the work of the same person, and they have no suspects. John.
well, a suspected mob hitman tonight is out on bond, and Channel 7 News has uncovered his unusual connection to a West suburban policeman. We've also learned that Cook County authorities are now investigating the relationship. Here's Channel 7's Chuck Gotti.
Victor Popeye Arrigo, an outfit strongman who intimidates by popping out his glass eye. Arrigo arrested here last month carrying a high-powered rifle and a .357 Magnum. Police suspect Arrigo was on his way to a mob hit. The 57-year-old Hoffman Estates man left court in the same car he was driving when arrested and drove straight to the home of the car's owner. That man in the blue police uniform, Maywood officer Aloris Nichols. Later, I questioned Nichols outside Maywood PD.
What was he doing in your car?
I just loaned him the car.
Nichols admits the guns in the car were also his.
When he took it, did you tell him there were guns in the car, or did he know there were guns in the car?
No, I didn't.
Well, you forgot?
No, I just didn't think it was necessary. You know, I didn't think nothing would come about.
Did you know he was a felon?
Yeah.
You know his background. He's got a 5-page sheet going back to the 50s.
Yeah.
He's been a suspect in several murders.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. But I'm saying, would I associate with a man that would be actively involved in something like that? No, not me.
Even though the case is a month old, Officer Nichols informed his superiors only after learning we were onto the story. And tonight, Maywood police have informed the Cook County State's Attorney about an unusual involvement between one of their veteran cops and a veteran mobster. At the Daily Center, Chuck Gowdy, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
And tonight, Chicago police tell us they don't know who might have been Arrigo's intended target. He's due back in court next month on the gun charge.
Oh, John, a big change is coming in our weather. Jerry Taft has the forecast still ahead. And on the Health Beat tonight, how you can cut your risk of getting breast cancer in half.
Also, the sights and sounds of Chicago playing coast to coast. Meet top music stars from right here in Chicago in our special segment. But first, the Michael Jackson sex abuse investigation. Why Michael may have been framed after a break. Big news from L.A. tonight. Our sister station KABC is reporting that prosecutors will likely announce tomorrow if singer Michael Jackson will be charged with child molestation. And there are some reports in L.A. tonight that no charges will be filed. This is a national magazine prepares to publish results of a 4-month investigation showing that Jackson may have been framed. Jackson is under investigation for molesting a 13-year-old boy, but GQ magazine is about to go public with a story saying that Jackson was set up. The article says the child didn't accuse Jackson until being given a powerful hypnotic drug called sodium amytal. It says that Jackson's maid and bodyguard have now recanted their stories about Jackson. And the article says the whole story was orchestrated by the child's father to get money from Jackson. Mary Fisher wrote the GQ article and talked to our Charles Thomas.
It's become so easy for someone to make an accusation against someone, like child molestation, and it becomes almost impossible to disprove.
Fisher says the boy's father, Evan Chandler, made a taped phone call saying he'd end Michael's career by going through with the suit. Jackson vehemently denied the abuse charges, but settled out of court with the family for millions. Fisher suggests that that may have been the best way out of a bad situation. Diane?
Well, John, in our special segment tonight, Video Vogue and hot gossip on the music video circuit. Now that Whitney and Bobby have straightened out rumors about their breakup, 2 hot new music video performers have some explaining to do. Chicago's own R. Kelly has reportedly married 15-year-old Aaliyah, his protege, who sings back and forth and is routinely seen in Kelly's videos, which we happen to be showing tonight because his hometown Chicago is in vogue when it comes to videos. The summers are getting hotter in Chicago when it comes to music videos. M-Doc and a growing number of artists are using the Windy City as a backdrop to tell the stories they sing about. In this case, summer in the city.
Something about Chicago, it's the place to be. Everyone needs to watch out for Chicago in '95 because it's about to be all good.
It's all good right now, especially for new groups like M-Doc and partner Stevio, who gained nationwide exposure from this debut video and single together, and without ever leaving their hometown Chicago, the shooting location now for hundreds of music videos every year. A bonus is local video wannabes get parts as extras.
Chicago has just as much talent as any other city. If not more.
Right.
Not more. It's just never been really discovered.
Until now. Now right. It really is. Now it's blowing up.
Chicago's R. Kelly's career is blowing up. He's a huge talent right now, and his hometown is a big part of his work, although the shoreline does get sort of lost in the bump and grind.
Time for everybody to unwind and get yourself a peace of mind.
Chicago is getting a lot of exposure because the videos are seen coast to coast, so the city is becoming attractive as a new and finally different landscape. New York and LA are just passé.
I think Chicago's personality sort of exudes itself. There's always some new weird nook or cranny that you didn't see before.
Right now, I like this spot right here, right now. So we might steal this and do it on the next video.
Thanks,
but everywhere we go, because we always think in music, no matter what.
Since 1992, actually, we've seen a real increase, and it's both heavy metal, rap, country, and rock and roll. It's really one that provides artists a wide spectrum, and I think they really enjoy the look here too.
And the groups shoot the videos no matter what, day or night, year-round, hot or cold.
Well, once we shot a video in 20-some below weather on Elston Avenue with a live projection system synchronized with the camera, and we had heated it up with big, huge, powerful, hot lights, and actually everything froze.
That can be a big problem, especially if you want to make a cool exit. So you've got the video bug. I know Jerry does. And you want in. Well, to find out what productions are shooting in Chicago, call the film office. Then you have to call around basically to see who needs extras. And the key question you want to ask, what you might have to do in the video.
There was something missing in that piece.
What's that?
An interview with Jerry Tennant, of course,
about that famous video?
Who was very famous singing Blue Skies in a video.
Blue Skies, let it snow, let it snow. What a hit that was.
Seen coast to coast.
It won't be a hit, however, when the snow actually falls. We don't really have any snow in the forecast, but we do have some cold air headed in by the end of the week, with overnight lows in the 40s and highs only in the 50s. So we do have a late week chill on the way. It was beautiful today. We made it all the way up to 85 degrees. Still a good day tomorrow. Rain on Thursday, and then chilly Friday and Saturday. 71 at O'Hare, 72 at Midway, 70 at the Lake, 65 in Wheaton, 66 in Aurora. Gary right now 72. The humidity 55%. And the wind is out of the south at 8 miles an hour. Not much going on in Chicago. A few clouds around, but the major cloudiness is back to the north and west of us on radar. We do have some showers back in Iowa, up into Wisconsin. These will not affect us. They're actually moving to the northeast, so we do not have any rain in the forecast tomorrow. However, the next system will be in association with this cold front. So this rain here will actually miss us to the northeast. But this cold front back to the west of us, this is the one that will be bringing the chill into the central part of the country. Tomorrow it moves into the Minneapolis area, on Thursday into Iowa, and then for us on Friday and Saturday with high temperatures only in the 50s. So quite a change on the way. Here's a satellite showing the disturbance in the Midwest and a lot of moisture down in the southeast. Showers and thunderstorms once again across a good portion of Florida, especially the east coast of Florida, and then you can see the thunderstorms out to the west of us. Now tomorrow, this cold front starts swinging into the central part of the country with showers and thunderstorms. We need some rain. We do expect to see rain in Chicago on Thursday, but tomorrow, one more day of temperatures up near 80, actually in the low 80s, but look at this colder air on the way after that. Fair skies, the forecast tonight, mild, overnight low, 65 in the city, 58 inland. Tomorrow, partly sunny, still warm. Another good day with a high temperature of 82. Normal high 74, which we hit on Thursday, but with showers and thunderstorms. Little light rain showers Friday and Saturday with highs in the 50s. Sunday looks okay, back into the 60s, but a big chill on the way by the end of the week.
Maybe you should redo that video this weekend.
Yes.
Revenge. Thank you, Jerry.
Redo the singing to you. Is that what you're suggesting?
Have somebody else voice
Keep
it
your
over.
day job, huh?
Well, on the Health Beat tonight, for the first time, researchers think they've found a link between exercise and reducing the risk of breast cancer. In fact, young women who exercise can cut their risk by more than half. To date, there haven't been any preventative measures for breast cancer, but researchers say now exercising just 4 hours a week reduces the risk by 60%. Even 3 hours of exercise cuts the risk by 30%. Doctors say more studies like this might change women's lifestyles.
I think that if the average American woman knew that her risk of breast cancer could be reduced by 50 to 60%, she would be perfectly happy to do that.
Doctors believe exercise may reduce the production of ovarian hormones believed to affect the risk of breast cancer. The study was done at the University of Southern California. John.
Diane, the city of Chicago has agreed to pay $95,000 to an artist and the ACLU to settle a lawsuit over an unflattering painting of the late Mayor Harold Washington. This was the scene in 1988 when artist David Nelson displayed a picture of Washington in women's underwear. 3 African-American aldermen stormed into a student show and seized the picture, saying they were trying to stop a riot, that the painting was disrespectful. The American Civil Liberties Union sued the aldermen for censorship.
Still ahead, the cause of death, levitis gyrolitis. Also in sports, the sights and sounds of Monday Night Football. Tonight marks a big anniversary in TV history.
Also, a jacuzzi bear and the battle to save it.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Principal Healthcare of Illinois, what healthcare is meant to be.
Here's Tim Weigel with what turns out to be a bizarre death for Arvidas.
That's true, very true, Diane. It's unfortunate that past drug use by Gerulaitis made a lot of people suspicious about his cause of death, but tennis star Arvidas Gerulaitis died not from foul play, but from a tragic accident. He fell to a faulty propane heater, which filled the room with carbon monoxide fumes as he slept last weekend. He had participated in a clinic Saturday on Long Island, was in fine physical and mental condition. He retired to a guest cottage, which had a leaky propane heater. Gerulaitis went to sleep and never woke up. After first saying the autopsy was inconclusive, reports today said 77% of Gerulaitis' blood was saturated with carbon monoxide.
The level of carbon monoxide found inside the cottage was so high that investigators were forced out of the structure.
Meantime, the Bears will face former Dallas Cowboy lineman Tony Casillas on Sunday night in New York against the Jets. Casillas better be good because the Jets had to cut 3 players to make room under the salary cap for Casillas' $650,000 contract. The fans abused the Bears Sunday after the slaughter by the Vikings, and on today's luncheon circuit, Tom Waddle fired back with dignity.
As a football player, if you see a guy that you practice with and you spend 9 months almost every day of the year with him, and he's working as hard as you are next to him, and someone would make a malicious comment or question a guy's character or question his work ethic when they really don't know everything about this individual, that's the only thing that would ever annoy me. The fans pay good money to go see a game. I don't blame any of them for being when they left the stadium.
Well, last weekend, Lincoln Way pulled one of the biggest prep upsets of the year, knocking off #1 ranked Joliet 47-46. 5'9" Dennis Shanahan led Lincoln Way with 6 touchdowns, and Mark Shanowski wondered how the little guy reacted to his huge achievement.
When you were sitting around at home on Saturday, did you think to yourself, boy, I scored 6 touchdowns against the #1 team?
It came to mind, and I was proud of myself. I was proud of the whole team. We played as a team, and when you do that, you'll win the big games.
Boston bounced Butch Hobson today, making him the second manager to be fired since the strike canceled the season. But Butch was more concerned about others who lost employment because of the baseball players' strike.
Security, ushers, everybody does the best in Major League Baseball. And I think Red Sox are happy and are honored to be able to have those kind of people, even though those kind of people ended up not having a job for a month and a half. It's very tough for them, and even though this has come about today for me, I still have those people in my heart.
It's very nice of him. In the meantime, this is a very significant anniversary in the history of television sports. On this night, 25 years ago, Monday Night Football made its maiden appearance on national TV, and this is what we saw and heard.
2, 1, take tape.
The New York Jets, led by the passing wizardry of Joe Namath, and the Cleveland Browns, led by the power running of Leroy Kelly.
Keith Jackson. And Keith, I take it you'll be pointing up some of the rookies who'll be performing here tonight.
Well, Howard, we sure have a lot of them in professional football this year. And this game is underway on ABC. Cockcroft knocks it to battle at the 5-yard line.
Take a look at that moon, will you? Hanging over Municipal Stadium.
I kind of miss Howard. One thing is for sure, that you talk about bad turf over at Soldier Field. Howard was the originator of bad turf.
Oh, I used to love to hate him, didn't you?
What a rug.
Now is the sun starts to come up when the game's over.
It's true.
There's more to come tonight. Find out what a bear is doing in this jacuzzi.
But first, tonight's winning Indiana lottery numbers.
Finally tonight, he was just looking for some fun in a hot tub, but this curious bear really ended up in some hot water. Samson is the popular star of home video cameras in Monrovia, California. Residents have repeatedly caught him taking leisurely dips in their jacuzzis. Now, most of them enjoy the bear's offbeat visits, but state authorities decided the 400-pound bear made one too many trips to the neighborhood. He was captured and scheduled to be destroyed, but residents convinced the state to spare Samson, hoping to find him a more suitable place to swim, hopefully in a zoo.
Give him his own jacuzzi, right?
He was hanging out.
Well, that's our report for tonight. I'm John Drury.
I'm Diane Burns for Tim Weigel, Jerry Taft, and the entire Channel 7 News team. Good night.
Closed captioning of this newscast is brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northern Indiana GMC truck dealers.